Hello students, this is Mr. Allen here. I want to show you another little trick here or tip on how to use your calculator to solve systems of equations. Now you guys remember back in Algebra 1 you may have solved a system of linear equations. When you got to Algebra 2 you may have solved systems of, one's in a quadratic and one is linear. Today what I want to show you is one that I would imagine that you probably don't know how to solve at all. And so how would I solve simultaneously find the solution for these two equations? So this first equation involves a logarithm. The second equation involves negative x to the third. I'd like you to think about how you might solve that, even if you use the substitution method where you just put this negative x to the third over here. So what are you going to do to try to solve that? It's pretty tough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let my calculator kind of do this for me. Now I've already put this in here. I've got my first equation and my second equation. I've even adjusted my window. It's -2 or -5 to 2, -2 to 10. Anyways, here's what the graph of those two equations looks like. And it turns out that they cross only right here at this one point. So I just need to find the point of intersection. That will be the solution. So to do that, here are the steps. Just click second, trace, which is the calculate menu here in blue. And we want to go down to option number 5, which is intersect. And I'm going to move my cursor a little bit to the left. So this asking me on the screen, it says first curve. So I'm a little bit left and I'm on the logarithm curve. Fine, enter. Now it says the second curve down here, question mark. And I'm going to go, okay, so now I'm on that negative x to the third. I'm a little bit to the right of that. I'm going to hit enter. And it says guess. I always kind of skip that part. And I get the following answer. I get -1.736 blah, 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 and 5.234. And what I claim is that those two values, the value of x, in fact, I took a screenshot of it right here. If I copy this, and if I were to paste that onto this right here, I claim that these values are solutions to this equation. Now what we got to keep in mind though is that I am actually, these are rounded answers. Both of these numbers are most likely irrational, infinitely long decimals, but I would bet if you plug this value in, the -1.736 in for x, you're going to get roughly, well here, let's just check. We'll just use our calculator here real quick. And I'm going to get out of that. And I'm going to do the natural log of -1.736 plus 3, parenthesis, plus 5, parenthesis, and I'm hoping that that's going to give me this y value, that's what this equation says, of 5.234. Now it's not going to give me exact, but I bet you it's close. 5.234. Similarly, if I take that negative, oops, yeah, that's correct, negative parenthesis, -1.736, and then I raise that to the third, I better get that 5.234 as well, or something very close. Now here you can see that it's actually not as good, not as close, but that's again because I rounded it. If I had put in a little bit more detail there, let's see what happens when I put in a little bit more decimals. 0.73625. So I'm putting in more details now. Let's see if I can get closer to that number and hit enter. So there you can see it's much closer. Anyways, the point of the video is to show you how to solve simultaneous equations.